The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunsan. The LTFRB is not keen on resuming its Libreng Sakay program at the EDSA bus carousel. Instead, the agency is considering providing discounts to passengers and subsidies to drivers. LTFRB Chairperson Teofilo Guadis said they will be able to maximize the 1.2 billion peso budget for the program if they offer discounts instead of subsidizing trips in full. With this, the LTFRB can implement the program for a longer period of 9 months. The Transportation Department is still finalizing how much the discount will be.
Kung ang pinag-iisipan po natin is totally libre na sakay, hindi po kakayanin. Para maisama po lahat ng mga transportasyon, malamang ang gagawin dito is we will just be giving discounts.
The LTFRB will also be providing drivers with fuel subsidy worth 1,000 pesos. The agency is just waiting to receive the funds from the Budget Department.
It's a subsidy po ang mangyayari. Probably on a per person basis po. And of course, we still have the subsidy din para sa mga drivers, sa mga gasolina po, which is 1,000 pesos per na binibigay po.
A magnitude 5.5 earthquake shook Eastern Samar earlier today. PHIVOLCS found the quake's epicenter between Guian and Homohon Island at around 4:30 a.m. Intensities 3 and 4 were recorded in several areas in Eastern Samar and Leyte. Intensity 2 was felt in Maydolong, Eastern Samar, Albuera, Leyte, and Ormoc City, while intensity 1 was logged in Cebu City. Authorities are not expecting damages but warns the public of possible aftershocks. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. A former Supreme Court justice says it's high time to amend the Constitution, but one of the framers warned that it could pave the way for more transactional legislations. The details in this report by Marian Enriquez.
In the deliberation of the pending measures.
Is it time to amend the Constitution? If so, how? These were the initial questions of members of the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments. 5 measures were filed before the lower house, pushing for a constitutional convention to make amendments in the 1987 Constitution. Delegates will be elected from every legislative district to propose amendments. For former Supreme Court Associate Justice Vicente Mendoza, there's an urgent need to amend the Constitution due to the amendment clause in Article 17 being very ambiguous. It does not state if the 2 houses of Congress must sit jointly or separately, or vote as one or not in a constituent assembly or constitutional convention.
This has been a problem since the 1987 Constitution, Mr. Chairman, and it has not been resolved. You make that ambiguous. You make it difficult for people to amend the Constitution. It lacks the details. What do you have? You might have a revolution.
Mendoza says the amendment clause is an essential part of the Constitution. But for Attorney Christian Monsod, who was one of the framers of the Charter, the Constitution is not the problem.
The Constitution, Your Honors, is not the problem. It is part of the solution. Why don't you pass those first? And then let's see whether they work and won't need any change in the Constitution anymore.
Monsod warned that if the phrase "unless otherwise provided by law" is inserted to loosen restrictive economic provisions, this will make legislators too powerful by allowing them to propose changes just by passing regular laws without the need for a vote by the Filipino people through a plebiscite.
The door is open wider to transactional legislation at which corrupt politicians and greedy business are very adept.
But for Attorney Adolfo Azcuna, the economic policies should be adjustable to the needs of the country, especially since it has been 36 years since the Constitution was made.
We need foreign investment in order to recover from the twin impact of inflation and the pandemic. And yet we are constrained by economic policies that are not meant to last 36 years.
Constitutional Amendments Panel Chairman Rufus Rodriguez meanwhile said that they will visit different parts of the country to hold public consultations on the matter. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The remains of slain Kuwait OFW Julie B. Ranara are back in the country. Authorities will conduct an autopsy on the body to determine additional information on her death. Ranara's recruitment agency has also been suspended and will be blacklisted along with her Kuwaiti employer. Rescue teams continue to search for the passengers of the single-engine aircraft that went missing in Isabela, but families of the passengers appeal to authorities to fast-track the search. And United States Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin III will visit the Philippines soon. There is no word yet on when this visit will take place, but Austin is scheduled to leave the U.S. on Sunday. His visit comes just 2 months after that of U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris in November of last year. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:45 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Angela Lagunsad. We are One News.